Hello, I'm Andi Singh and I'm going to predict for you the month of November for you in Capricorn using Kabbalistic tarot cards. The first card which I'm going to pull for you for the month of November will have to do with romance, marriage and general love areas. So let's see what happens. Okay, you have pulled a card which shows the sign of Gemini and the positions of the moon. I like Kabbalistic tarot cards because they also show planetary signs and I feel more comfortable with that. Now, this is a good card for you. It shows that short-term and long-term possibilities are very good for you in the area of finding romance or enjoying a romance. And so you will do very well in these areas. It shows that the foreign link is also very active, or somebody of another race of you can also enter in your life. So that's a good possibility. And it also shows that in romantic areas, the month is very busy for you. Very busy. And until the last part of the month, the last 12 days or so, where the sign of Gemini can produce problems for you in romance areas. So the first 20 days seem to be very good and the last 10 days are not good. The last 10 days can include a lot of miscommunication and a lot of arguments and quarrels and differences of all kinds, of differences of opinion and things like that. So if you want to keep the romance, you will need to be very careful. During the middle of the month, the new moon is very important for you. Important in the sense that a new romance can be found, but also that complications come with it. So watch out around the middle of the month. If you're already in a romantic situation, complications start to show. And if you meet somebody around the middle of the month, you are meeting somebody who brings along complications in love areas. Regarding your marriage, this is a card that says about the same things. Your marriage situation is very good. Agreements between you and your marriage partner are very stable. The ability to plan anything together is very strong. It is the last 11 or 12 days onwards, the bottom of the card, that produces gloominess. So I worry that disagreements in your marriage area, and some of the disagreements because of the sign of Gemini have got to do with finances. And these differences can trouble your marriage situation in the last 12 days or so. Maybe with joint investment or putting money down for a house or a condo or a car, or getting a bank loan where earlier possibilities were good, but the end of the month shows that delays in getting a loan are going to trouble you and frustrate you as well. So frustration is seen in your marriage areas towards the last 11 or 12 days of the month. But overall, this card shows that nothing very serious is taking place against your marriage, and that harmony is seen as well. So you're going to pull through, but why not make the last 10, 11 or 12 days manage them very well, and rather than conflict arising and differences arising, let it be 11, 12 days where you are in total agreement, or as much agreement as possible with your marriage partner, and that way it will lessen the tension between you in your last 12 days of November. I'm going to pull another card, and this has got to do basically with career, business and finances. Alright? It is a good card. It shows that you are attracting a lot of support from others and good news comes your way, and finances are also doing very well. I see the sign of Venus there, and for you in Capricorn, this means rewards, financial contracts. Well, if you are working in a career, working for somebody, then this card promises you support, and this can lead to a promotion, or it can lead to becoming more important in your job. You can be a team leader, for example. So good news that way comes very readily for you. In your area of business, this card shows that you are willing to expand to new businesses. So opportunities doing that are there. But one of your major businesses shows a tendency of weakness. So don't overdo what you have already started. Expansion is shown, but do it with moderation. Otherwise, the tension can produce a split in what's going on in business in your life. But overall, you are finding support comes very quickly. The money flow is also good. So there is not so much pressure for you in the month of November. Now, as the month ends, some tension is going to build up. Either because you have overdone it, the business area, or taken on too much, or put yourself at risk of some kind. So the last 9 or 10 days produces a lot of stress from this card. It produces a lot of needling, showing that you are put under stress where demands are made of you, financial demands are made of you. It can also mean, because of the split, that there is a short circuit about getting a loan perhaps. So the last 9 or 10 days of November for you in Capricorn are not very good. Lastly, watch out that the last 9 or 10 days can break a business partnership or break a contract, with you being the victim, you being the loser. So keep that in mind. The third card which I'm going to pull for you will have to do with your health area. So let's pull it. Alright? It's a card which shows you're very ambitious. So you get ready to have a lot of rest as well, and your vitamins as well, and eat well. It shows a doubling up in the beginning of the month or the first half of the month, which shows that in career areas you have to work very hard. So obviously you are going to be under stress and anxiety issues having to do so much. So my first worry for this shows your blood pressure is going to be up and down. So rest is very important, and make sure you don't get dehydrated. Secondly, this card warns about your digestive tract, your stomach, your intestines, your bowels, your colon, where it shows that some tension is seen, perhaps overeating and over drinking during the earlier part of November when you're doing very well. And then towards the end of the month, there comes the difficulty of having to cope with health. So your digestive tract can have problems. It can be gastric, or it can be a weakening of the colon due to constipation. It can be also trouble with your bowels, for example. So be careful where you eat during the last 10 or 12 days of November. There doesn't show a disruption of life. So it is just little problems troubling you, which can be corrected very easily. Now, because I see the sign of Venus, if you're a female, I also worry that your gynecological areas, especially the areas of the ovaries, may have some problems. So look into that area. If there are some symptoms like a bloating of the stomach, or a bleeding, or a pain. For men, the sign of Venus will show that certain glands are having problem, and I'm going to go for the prostate gland, which may have problems. Already had problems before, but during the last 12 or 13 days of November, this problem become very acute. So watch out for that as well. Energy flow is nice. So I'm not seeing hospitalization or stuff like that, no. But I'm just seeing as a bit of unwellness during the last 10 or 12 days. Okay? So everything is manageable. Now, I'm a Kabbalistic astrologer, and I specialize in palmistry, and I do tarot cards as well. And Google me to find out more about me. My name Andi Singh, Andisingh. And also go to Facebook and look me up and ask me to add you on, and I will. And then we can commute on Facebook as well. And I look forward to meeting you one day so that I may do a full horoscope based on your date of birth and your time of birth, and then looking at your palms. And I will talk to you for your next 5 or 6 years. I'll predict that for you. So I look forward to meeting you one day. Keep in touch with me. And good luck to you for the month of November. Thank you and goodbye.